Hello and welcome back to another episode and the final episode of this Heavensward Let's Play. It will definitely be a very quick episode. Probably less than 20 minutes actually because of how simple it is, how quick it will be. I mean, it could reach 20 if I wanted to do a bunch of side quests, which I might. Okay. I might do an early episode end, but I might also not because we still have the Hildebrand quest to get to before we go to the Stormblood Hildebrand quests. Yeah, you heard me right. There is more Hildebrand quests in the next expansion. So I'm debating whether I should do the Hildebrand quests first or if I want to get to Stormblood first. So we'll see. Let's talk to Ida. So, we have to wake Omega up, right? When do we start? Ida, are you sure that's... I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well, I will remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance. Alphino, mayhap you could return to Gridania and assist Y'shtola and Kral? A fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartano Expedition Party. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega, while Atelios, Ida, and our Doman friends take care of security. Alright. The Excelsior is just by the lake outside of town. We'll leave as soon as everyone is ready. And it's time we head off. I got some more Jasmine multi, so. I'm living my best life out here. Gotta check something. Where is it? Ah, there we go. 62 is when we get Jolt 2, which does a lot more damage, obviously. Alright. So they said by the lake over here, probably. Nope, there we go. Alright. We haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be in Cartano before Gotsetsu graces the deck with his dinner. Uh-oh. Once there, however, we had best be on our guard. Given that Aline Roeli was still active when Omega was discovered, we can be sure that the Empire has long been aware of its existence. And if Nero deemed it the obvious solution to the threat posed by the new Primal, it's not impossible that Garlemald might do the same. Have your weapons ready and your wits about you. Something tells me we're flying into a fight. Of course, we are. Alright, it's an instance. Much excited. Alrighty. We've made it to Cartano. Our first time being here. After all those stories we've heard.
Now, where was that? Ah! I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland.
Who?
Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
Definitely. At least you're going with him. We'll take care of it out here. See you in a bit, Sid.
I am Gosetsu, Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
Oh, he's got a big old hammer, just like Nero did. How great. Alright.
You watching, Pabalimo? Leave this to me.
I have you.
It's all over now. Your defense is lacking.
Tis my right to strike.
No holding back.
Oh, I long casted this. Whatever.
An opening.
Look upon a samurai of Doma.
Uh-oh.
This one'll sting. No retreat. No surrender.
I can't see anything, dude. Uh-oh.
With soul and steel.
You watching, Pabalimo? Leave this to me.
Oh? Oh, shit. Okay. Surrender! We have you outnumbered. So what? Wouldn't be the first time. You said it, Ida. Hold on. Are you still playing with those soldiers? I suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. No promises, but I can try. But like, what kind of toy? Oh. Yes! Wait. Oh, I wanted... Okay. It's one of those Magitech armors. Behold, the Red Baron. Now end this nonsense. Alright. Oh, our character, a little smirk. What the? No one told me they'd have Magitech armor. Forward, for the Empire. Oh my god. This is gonna be fun. The honorless Current thinks to abandon his men. I shall see that he shares their fate. Pray attend to the rest of his minions. You've got it, Gogus. You've got it. I love this music! Let's go! Alright. Alright, let's see here. Match tech cannon. Now what does this do?
This one
Oh!
will sting.
Okay, this one. Oh. Oh my god.
Leave this to me.
Oh. What does this one do?
'Tis my right to strike!
Oh, just nothing great. Okay. Oh, the 4 has a really long cooldown.
It's all over now. An
Okay.
opening.
I see. Ooh. Yeah, dude, number 4 does a lot of damage. Let's do that there. Ooh, let's move out of that.
I have you.
No holding back. No retreat. No surrender.
Just blast it that way.
With soul and steel!
And then we'll hit him here. Oh.
You watching, Pabalimo?
Let's take care of those guys. Oh! Do we get it? Oh, they're running! Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Your defense is lacking.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
This one'll sting.
Oh. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, I'm fine.
Leave this to me.
How great. Awesome. Oh, and he just runs. Okay. Yeah, alright. Alright, we've made it. Let's see what those two have been up to. Hopefully Nero hasn't destroyed everything.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Oh boy.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
That's actually very impressive.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously.
Indeed.
Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
Well, what do you think, Ida? Are we doing the right thing?
What do I think?
Yeah.
All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
Is she gonna destroy it?
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Oh boy, here it goes!
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do!
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose. Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
Uh-oh. Did Omega defeat that thing? Jesus, that thing looked... Like, if you thought Nidhogg looked terrifying, that thing is like... the definition of, like, sleep paralysis demon.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
I don't like the look of these things. I don't like this one bit.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
What? Her tattoo went or faded away. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure why we lost connection with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. Yep. There's nothing else to do there, so let's continue on. Okay, so when I said it was a short episode, never mind, because there are a bunch of cutscenes. So, it'll probably be around the same time. Alright. Speak to Sid. One moment everything was functioning perfectly, and the next, it wasn't. It makes no sense. We need to see what happened for ourselves, and soon. He continues the attack. Imperial will. Alright. Far edge of fate. Alright. Words can ill express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. When Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon, everything dissolved into chaos. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes. Ida, wait! We must first... The Elder Seed Seer is expecting us. Worry not, Alphino. Gosetsu and I will watch over her. You may safely attend your meeting. My thanks, Yugiri. The council reconvened a short while ago. Let us make haste for the Lotus Stand. All there are eager to hear your testimony. Sure. I'm glad Nero kind of doesn't hold like this grudge against us, or at least, he's not making it obvious. Right. Let's go to the Lotus Stand. Okay, that is at the Conjurer's Guild. Let's head in. Let's go. Let's go, gamers. Let's go. Oh. Okay, we have to actually walk down there. I thought there was going to be a cutscene that just yeeted us to there, basically. Oh, there's a pillar. I mean, a chair. I'm stupid. It's not a pillar. Look. My friends, eagerly have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done. You are too kind, Elder Seedseer. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try. But tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega, aye, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. What words can do justice to such a scene? None of my choosing, that much is certain, but I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other in the skies over Abenia. The primals might defy belief. It seemed that the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I have never seen, and hope never to see again. The battle raged on with no end in sight until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Alamegan soil. I will not speak for the rest, but to my eye it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon the other. While most among us could only think of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's form, the Domans were heard whispering the name Shinryu. It would appear that the being resembles a creature of Far Eastern legend, and we have found it convenient to refer to it as such. This Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have alas no eyes on the Girabanian side of the border. Aye, which is why we have sent our main force under the command of Marshal Tarupin to capture the wall. With the Imperials in disarray, we have the perfect opportunity to secure Gridania's borders and assess the aftermath of the impact. I myself will join the Marshal and his men when the council is adjourned. Alright. Well, that explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. Lest you wonder, we quickly re-engaged Omega's stasis system, so even if he has fallen into the Empire's lap, it will be of no use to them, save perhaps as a statue. Correct. Without me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions, if they managed it at all. Such reassurances do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is one of many concerns. Indeed, I humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with the Resistance representatives in Girabania. Though Ilbert has forced our hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance. Given the inevitability of Imperial retaliation, and by working in concert, it is not impossible that Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemald's grasp. Alright. You must be exhausted. I would ordinarily suggest that we retire directly to the Rising Stones, but I wonder if we might first make a small detour. Ishtol and the others have gathered at Emeruz's spire. Emarisai? Oh no! Oh no, I'm so sorry! And I imagine that you too would be interested to see what has become of the wall now that the cocoon is gone. Hold on. It is decided then. Lead on. I love this FC. Nice. Oh, okay. Where is this? Hawthorne Hut. Right. I have items to use. Oh well, I can do that later. Oh no! I should have gone and did my glamour. Hey. Oh boy. Who's getting paralyzed over there? Jesus. Who's burning? Oh no, everyone's in room 7 right now of the FC, and apparently it's like this cursed room. So I'm very terrified. On what? Oh no. I'm terrified.
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilberd's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Alag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Oh.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Charlian. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them.
Oh no, I don't want to say anything because it feels like if I say like why did you never tell me? It feels kind of selfish. Cause like she's telling us like this whole like story about like, hey, you know, like what was it? It's all like oh my god, what's the word? It's she. There's a reason for her hiding it. Like why is there not? Is there? I wish there was a second, not a second, a third choice, where it's just like, oh I never knew or something, you know? Not why did you never tell me? You know? But then I feel bad if I didn't say if I chose not to say anything. I think I'd feel a lot worse if I didn't say anything at all, to be honest. But at the same time, I want to know like why didn't she tell us? You know? Like I don't mean to be rude, but why did you never tell me?
I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise. When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
It was brave of Lise to remove her mask after so long. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papalimo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she has resolved to walk. Definitely. Let us return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell Tataru and my sister. Alright? Back to the Rising Stones we go. Ah! And there it is. That music. And the credits roll once again. But this time, for Heavensward. Well, like always, at the end of every expansion, I have to talk a little bit. However, with this cutscene, I'm not sure if there will be like, because in A Realm Reborn there was an additional set of cutscenes at the very end, and I don't know if I want to let the credits roll necessarily. But I'm gonna skip them, and if there are, if there were additional cutscenes, I'm so sorry. But I'd rather not sit through like 20 minutes of credits because we've already seen it, but at the same time, so I will skip the cutscene when I'm done talking. So let's talk a little bit about this whole journey with Heavensward. When I first stepped foot into the expansion, I expected some form of emotion. I expected, I knew about Horsefant's death because I got spoiled that fact. And I also knew that Isael was gonna die. Isaeli or Isael? But I think the difference between Horsefant's death and her death was that I knew when he was gonna die, how he was gonna die, and all that. But with Isael, I saw her with Horsefant as like, the spirits. So I only knew that she was gonna die. I never knew how, when she was gonna die. And so, if you remember back to that episode when Isaeli sacrificed herself, that's why my emotion came off so stronger than Horsefant's death, is because it caught me off guard. I didn't expect her to die there. Heavensward truly made me feel so many emotions, a lot of sadness, really, because there were a lot of sacrifice, a lot of deaths, that came along with like our cause of bringing an end to the Dragonsong War. Just so much sacrifice, and even at some points we kind of thought, like, is this truly worth it? Like, is it worth all these deaths just to end this war? And eventually, we're like, yes, it is. And we can't let these sacrifices, go to waste. They sacrifice themselves so that we can end the war. So if we just didn't, it would be as if, like, we just gave a middle finger to their death, basically. But I feel like the story in Heavensward, 100% definitely, is so much better than A Realm Reborn. 100%. And the story and the quests never felt like a chore like it did in A Realm Reborn, and especially post A Realm Reborn. Post Heavensward felt like just like, it didn't feel like I was forced to do this. It just was so smooth and quick. Well, not quick, but quick compared to A Realm Reborn's. Oh, there they are, precious children. But yeah, I honestly, I 100%. If you've stuck around this long, I want to just make it clear that please, 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 do not skip Heavensward. You can skip A Realm Reborn if you want, but please, unless you're leveling at all and you want to skip through the story, then I understand that. But when you first play through this game, please experience the story, because if you don't, you're going to be really lost and it's going to be hard for you to catch on. But if you pay attention, I promise you, A Realm Reborn story is very, it's not as great, but Heavensward, especially Shadowbringers, I've heard, it gets a lot better. The story feels like an actual story, and you feel like you're a part in this. But yeah, please play through the story, at least for the first time. At least Heavensward. At least Heavensward. I honestly don't, not condone, but like, I don't even know how to say it, but like, I prefer you go through the story instead of story skipping. But at the same time, it's not my choice to make. So if you want to skip the story, you can skip the story. But in my personal opinion, I believe that the story is what makes the game so great. And of course, there are some people who just really want to do raids and just raids and don't really care for the story. So, you know, to each his own. But that's all I have to say. Heavensward story is amazing. It is emotional. And I loved every single moment of content that it gave. So, with that being said, this is the end of the Heavensward Let's Play. Obviously, we will be moving on to Stormblood in the next episode. So, until then, take care, be safe.